And of course, J.D. Vance tells us, my views on public policy and what the optimal state should look like are pretty aligned with Catholic social teaching. In other words, where did Catholic social teaching come from? Kevin Roberts tells us. It says his encyclical in 1891, Rerum Novarum, is the foundational document for Catholic teaching. So put that together. Pope Leo XIII wrote a document called Rerum Novarum in 1891. This document is the foundation of Catholic social teaching. Kevin Roberts knows this. He's the founder of Project 2025. And then, of course, he said, J.D. Vance says, my views on public policy and what the optimal state should look like are pretty aligned with Catholic social teaching, with Rerum Novarum. Rerum Novarum. And what is Rerum Novarum? Sunday law. And, of course, you can see it. Catholic social teaching, part 68, rest from work. Religious laws should be made, and you can read those slowly. Again, here's the New Right. Academics argue for biblical lawmaking at Steubenville Conference, and this is the National Catholic Reporter. Biblical lawmaking. What laws? What laws are they wanting to make? Sunday laws. This is Sunday laws. That's what the laws are. They're biblical lawmaking, they're saying. They're labor laws coming in the form of labor laws with Jonathan Berry and everyone, but it's Sunday laws. You can see the background here. We've got J.D. Vance standing at the front in regard to biblical lawmaking. And you can see here's a couple of videos.
Unfortunately, like the medieval Albigensians, they're everywhere and they have power.
Just going to turn it up for 1 second here so I can hear this a little bit better, but let's just pause.
And we must oppose them. And how must we oppose them? We must oppose them with power. We must oppose them with authority.
Let's just go to our Bibles for a second. What is he saying? We must oppose them with power. And the Bible says he exercised all the power of the first beast before him. What did J.D. Vance say about this power? You have to be ruthless in our use of this power. And where did he get his authority again in power? Revelation 13:2. The dragon gave him his power, his seat, and great authority. They exercise all the same power that the dragon gave to the papacy. We have to oppose them with power. And just keep this in mind. Listen to the words. This is dragon speak.
Why? Because they threaten violence. They threaten violence not only against ourselves, but against our children, against poor or folks sitting on porches waiting for mills to return of the American good. A public orientation to God then reflected where? Reflected in concrete ways, in national holidays, in civic liturgies, in laws, indeed, Sabbath laws, Sunday laws that would require a cessation of what? Commerce.
No man, commerce, buying and selling, Sabbath laws, cessation of commerce, Sunday laws. Again, I bring you back to the book of Revelation as the evidence here. Revelation, what does it say in Revelation 13? It doesn't just talk about exercising the power and authority of the first beast before him, causing the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, which is the papacy. And then it says he deceives them by means of miracles. And then he had power to give life to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. That's ultimately their mindset already. Cause all those small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive the mark in their right hand or foreheads, and that no man should do commerce. No man should do commerce, except for those that have the mark, except for those that go along with the Sunday laws. Exactly what that man just said. And that man was at the Steubenville Conference of Biblical Lawmaking where J.D. Vance was, and they want to bring to pass biblical laws, Sunday laws, just as the Bible predicted, just as we've been told about for many years. This is all biblical prophecy, guys. This is okay. So let's come back here. So working 6 days, resting Sunday. What did Jonathan Berry say?
The proposal that's in our book is amending the basic federal overtime law, Fair Labor Standards Act, to require that overtime be paid for all work done on the Sabbath. But it would be an encouragement, an inducement to rest, but really to kind of coordinate commercial activity for the other 6 days.
Yeah, federal inducements, and it starts first there. But the Sunday movement is making its way in darkness. Probably a lot of you didn't see what Jonathan Berry set up a couple weeks ago, right? Many of you didn't know about Teamsters and their move with Rear Navarre and going to the Vatican, and Sean O'Brien coming before the Senate talking about Rear Navarre. This is not all out in the light so openly, but and they're not saying Sunday laws necessarily, but when you get down to it, we understand the Sunday movement is making its way in darkness, and we've known this for a long time. But the leaders are concealing the true issue. I can tell you right now that they're not just going there to just get some labor laws made. The leaders are concealing the true issue, as we've been told in Testimony for the Church, number 32, page 208. And many who unite in the movement do not themselves see whither the undercurrent is treading. Its professions are mild and apparently Christian, but when it shall speak, it will reveal the spirit of the dragon. And who's giving them authority to speak? What does Donald Trump say? You guys are going to speak. You're going to have your voices. You're going to speak. And you're going to exercise all the authority of the first feast. You're going to have power of the first feast before him. Same thing. History is repeating itself right now. First American Pope viewed as an ally for global workers, embraced workers and unions. Pope's prescription for resetting global economy, and we're just floating up here. Currency should be adopted, and the Bible says that no man should buy or sell. And this is the papacy, of course. Digital currency. They're moving towards this. This is coming. This is World Economic Forum telling us these things. They work with the Pope. And of course, they work with Bernie Sanders. And it doesn't matter if it's Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is working with all these globalists as well, whether it's Elon Musk or whether it's Erickson and others, right? All of these people are working together for one thing. And they're going to reset, the great reset, the fourth industrial revolution. As Leo was there for the third one, we'll see the fourth one. We're going to watch it come to pass.